Hello friends! So today I'm going to show you how to do a vintage wave on the front of your client's hair. So this is a style that will get you that nice big sweep and kind of go over like that old Hollywood glam, like a 1920s vibe. It can also do too if you don't have too much volume. And this is what I use to set hair when I'm going to do something all up or when I'm going to keep it all down. And it's a great way to get the hair set while you're prepping the rest of the hair. So this has a lot of time to sit set up in the curl so it really holds. So what you're gonna do is you need to have little clips. So I'm packing little clips like these, doot, 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 and a comb and some hairspray and maybe some texture spray depending on your client's hair type. So what I'm gonna do first is part the hair in a deep side part, and I'm gonna pick that part based on their hairline, but a general rule of thumb is to look where the hair starts to naturally recede. And so for her, you can see it's about right here, and I've already parted it over to the side like this, and then combed it all the way through. I put some hairspray in already, combed through that to get some good prep, and she's got a little bit of texturizing spray in her roots still to get that good grip in her hair. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is take a triangle section off of this part. So that means I'm going back on the part and then I'm cutting the hair towards the other side, sorry. So what you have here is a triangle on the top of her head. So it goes straight back and then I go from the corner to the front. And I pick this side to stop so it's even and you have a triangle section on top. And this section of hair is what I'm actually gonna set. The rest of it I'm gonna leave for now. And so leaving this section out like this is the piece that's gonna have that nice big swoop in front, and you can kind of play with it and see how you wanna use it in your updo. So you can pin the rest of this hair away if you need to, otherwise just leave it down if you kind of know where it's at. So the first thing I'm gonna do is start with about 1/2 inch section off of the part, and I'm gonna make section like this. I'll show you this way, just like that. And I'm gonna comb through it. And this is where you really wanna use a lot of good product, because this is the kind of style that needs a lot of product to stay. You wanna spray generously and then comb through so it's nice and smooth. And I'm gonna pull the hair away from me. So by pulling it this way and curling it, this is gonna get that really big swoop. So when you take it out, she's got a lot of lift and volume right off the front of her face, which is what we want for this style. So I'm using a 1.5 inch curling iron. You can use a smaller one if you'd like. This is kind of my go-to for this look. And pull it all the way through. And you're going to pin it off the base. Sorry, her hair's like super sticky. Okay. So I got my curl, and I'm gonna pin it off base. So instead of coming forward like this, I'm pinning it way over that way. So by over directing it really far, that's what's gonna get that good volume. If your person has really thick hair or she's got a bigger head, you can divide this into 2 curls here. I'm gonna do this again right next to it. So taking another section here, and I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna comb through. So this is about a 1/2 inch section. Comb through, I'm using flexible hold hairspray, combing through them again. If her hair is like not color treated, it's really healthy, she's got a ton of it, I recommend doing some texturizing powder or spray right at the root there. That will really help that to stay. And then I'm gonna curl this piece here. Hold it there for just a second. Slide my curling iron out. And I'm gonna pin it the same way that I did the first time. So I'm pinning it not like this, but really far over. So this is sort of reminiscent of the same style if you did pin curl sets in beauty school. We're kind of following that same pattern. I'm taking another section here right in front. And again, if you need to divide it into 2, you certainly can do that depending on how much hair they have. But again, I'm combing through, pulling it away from the face. And what's happening as I'm doing this is you're getting a little bit of distance pulled right here, and it's closer over in the back. And so that's gonna give that lift in the front where it kind of goes away from your face and then back and over. So I'm doing the The same exact thing here, and you can also use a flat iron if you like to do flat iron curls better. These are just gonna get those big old Hollywood glam looks. Okay, mannequin head hair is like super sticky with hairspray in it. All right, and then we're gonna pin this one. And then I have one more section I'm gonna pin. And that is the small little triangle that I have right here. So, same thing, comb through, give it a spray, comb through again. And you wanna be really neat with this because it's right in the front of her hair. So if you have messy lines and if you have a messy set, it's gonna look messy in the front and be hard to deal with. So I'm trying to be real neat and fast with my mannequin head. All right, okay, so I'm pinning this up again. So it's off base, which means that it's not gonna be right here or down, it's gonna be off the base of where you started. And I'm using my little clip right there. Okay, so I'll show you what this looks like from the top. So you can see it's a little triangle section here, triangle, triangle. And now what I would do if I was working on her hair for a wedding is I'm gonna go through and set the rest. So whatever kind of curl pattern you wanna do, if you want vintage waves, if you want more bigger curls, if you wanna actually pin it all back, do some sort of roll, anything like that. And while I'm working on that, that gives this a lot of time to set and to cool, because you're gonna have the most success with getting a big vintage front if you do a set that lasts longer than a few minutes. So I think one mistake that I see often is if you try to just curl this quick and then let it out right away, you're gonna get a lot of fall. And because the success of this needs to last all night, you wanna have a nice long set. So I'll do this on a bridesmaid. Sometimes if it's a bride, I'll set it like this first, go to other bridesmaids, come back, so it has enough time to set. So we'll see how much volume we can get on this being only set for, oh, I don't know, 1 minute while I've been doing this. So what you'll do is after this is all done, you'll take this out last, and you can take out each clip, and I like to take all the clips out before I pull it through, and let them sit just a little bit longer to make sure they're nice and cool. And then you can pull them out like so, and you can see I'm already getting a lot of lift right here. And then you are going to take a wider tooth comb, I suggest, and you have a little bit of flexibility in this look. So if you want to make sure she gets a really nice big sweep, I recommend going through, give it a little comb, and back combing this all just slightly first. So back combing and back combing like so, and back combing like so. And so then when you pull it down, what you can do then is brush it away from you, or sorry, towards you. So it's off her face and towards me, and start to form the big swoop that you want. So if this has been set for a really long time, this is gonna really bounce up and stay, and you're gonna be able to really pull through and comb, and it's gonna spring back up. So you can see how with only a few minutes, I still get the look that I'm thinking of, where it's kind of that vintage set, except for it combs out pretty quickly because I didn't let it set very long. So I'm combing away from her face, and then what you can do to really get it going is you can actually put a clip in to let it set even farther. So I would hold it like this, in this direction, and you can see I have that kind of vintage swoop here, just like that, okay? And if I want it to just be down like this, I can kind of pull it forward, give it a little bit of spray, and she's got that nice swoop in front like that you can use for any kind of style. If you really want to get a kind of a 40s pin-up glam style, what you can do is actually let this set farther. So what you would do is after I combed it away from her face towards me, kind of pulled it out in the shape that I want, then I'm actually going to take this whole section here and I'm going to pin it up. So following the curl, do it so you can see here. All right, I'm going to pin it up like this, and it's kind of in a pin curl, and I can do a little clip like this. And what that I'll do is hairspray this section here, and so she has a long time to set. And you can see how if this sets even longer, you can get a nice pin curl right here. And when you let that down, It's gonna hold that shape, and you can pin it back into your updo like that, pin it down like that, and get a nice vintage front. So, encourage you to experiment on somebody, try it on some bridesmaids, try it on a friend, doing that set like that, letting it sit for at least 10-15 minutes and taking it out, and then play around with it. So brush through it, try to pick it up and form it a little bit more, put a little more texture spray in and see how much oomph you can get right there in the front. And you can see how you can get a really nice vintage Hollywood glam look. And this is also good if someone just has some bangs that they want to get off their face and they want like a nice style to have with the rest of their updo that doesn't leave like floppy bangs on the front of their head on their wedding day, or for a bridesmaid, if they're sweating a lot or something like that, it's a good way to get their bangs off their face. So the takeaway is to section out really good, use a lot of hairspray, and let it really set while you do the rest of the hair, and that will lead you to a nice, successful vintage front of the hair. And that is all today. If you like this, subscribe to the video. I try to do videos every other Monday, and like it, share it with a friend, tell your hairstylist friends, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.